Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone who is attending the session right now. This is a video for the briefing of English for Academic Enrichment project under the topic of mini research for the semester of February 2022. So basically, this is a continuation from the previous SDG concept that the student has already completed for the previous assignment, where this time around, student will have to conduct a mini research about that SDG. Now, general information first. Okay, so the writing of the report itself must contain a minimum pages of 15 and maximum of 18. However, if the page exceeded 18 pages, there will not be any deduction of the score, but I would like it if do not write a report that is too long, because this is a mini research and the weightage is only 30%. Yeah, the weightage is only 30%. That means 20% on the report and 10% on presentation. So the grading probably is not justified for a 40 to 50 pages of report. Okay, so if it were to be FYP, then it would be fair, but not for a mini research report. Okay, so the font size that is agreeable is Arial size 12, spacing 1.5, and also the page must be justified. All of the pages must be justified, and it should has page numbering. Page numbering should be available, and the mode of this project is by grouping. So follow through your previous assignment group, but if there are changes in the grouping, do check, okay, or do inform me. And also, because of the nature of our current pandemic slash endemic situation, the submission that I allow is either you choose to do it in the form of a hard copy, or also online submission. The one that is compulsory is, as per the previous assignment, is on eClass, as well as to the Google form or in Google Classroom. So those are my official channel to submit, okay, because I will check on either. If not on eClass, it should be on Google Classroom. So always have a backup of your work. Number 5, all written reports must be submitted through Turnitin or any other plagiarism checker application, because this is going to be a report and students are expected to do writing. Hence, the content should not be 100% copied from the internet. However, the amount of similarity, I'd say, the similarity that is allowed is not exceed 30%. So if there are similarities, it should not exceed 30%. And next, the report and also presentation will be evaluated based on the rubrics. So there are a few stages of this project itself. The date of the report submission is expected to be on week number 10, that is in about a month and a half. And the date of presentation will be decided by the lecturer. So we will discuss and negotiate the dates of the presentation. Okay, and right. Next on, moving on to the project itself. Okay, this is the task. Students are required to conduct a mini research based on the same title, or you can actually make adjustment to the title that you have previously chosen for the assignment. The full report, once again, a maximum of 18 pages. And prior to writing the report, this means that before you write the report, student must create a survey. Student must create a survey with 20 questions, and there should be 2 parts. First of all, 5 questions for the demography. Demographic refers to the age or gender or the courses or any demographic information that you would like to collect from the respondents, from the people. And the survey question, there should be 15 of them based on your title. Okay, so if your SDG is based on gender equality, then gender equality. If your SDG is on river, then question also based on river preservation efforts, for example. And student must collect responses from a minimum of 30 MSU or MSC or any MLC students. Okay, so this is the requirement for ease of access. And for the students, okay, for the students in this classroom, when you are collecting the data, okay, so collect responses, you need to use the Google form. You need to use the Google form and create the question by Google form and send out the links for people to answer. Have a specific set of demographic in mind. If, let's say, your respondents, you wanted to restrict them to only FBMP student or only FISE students, then the questionnaire should be delivered only within the same group of people. Don't randomly like go to the hub or just stand by somewhere and then please scan the QR code and then answer our survey or answer our questionnaire, unless you wanted to do a random sampling. For that, a random sampling, it is also possible as long as they are MSU, MSCC, or MLC students. Must be based on the MSUians. Okay, options. Previously, because the survey is done physically, where students came by to the campus, meet people, or have the questionnaire printed out and send out, people answer the questionnaire manually. This is before the pandemic time, I suppose. Students need to collect the name, phone number, and also signature. This is to verify that the respondents are definitely students from MSU. Okay, definitely students who take the time to answer the questionnaire. Um, Unfortunately, there are situations whereby a student did the project last minute. They did not have the time to find respondents, so they just simply answer the questionnaire themselves. Happens, right? So this is one of the measures that we lecturers took to ensure the quality of your work. Because if otherwise, there isn't a point in doing a mini research project. We want you to experience doing a research project. And ultimately, in your final semester in this university, you will have to write a final year project. And that final year project is a lengthy report on actual research that you will do based on the courses that you take. So if students already butchered their chances with English for academic enrichment, not learning how to properly write, not learning how to properly conduct a survey, not learning how to actually go out there and find people or make the effort to meet people to answer their survey, then I'm afraid there isn't any learning that is going on. Okay, so just for the formality, okay, just for the formality, since you will be using Google Form, I would like to request for all of the Google Form to be collecting emails. So set your Google Form to collect emails. This means that unless your respondents fill in their email address, they cannot submit. So make sure that you collect their email addresses as well. And next, this step is actually something that you can skip because all responses must be recorded in Excel. Well, luckily for us, for Google Form, the Excel is automatically generated. As soon as you get a response, you will get it recorded in Excel. So what you just have to do is download and save the documentation. So all of the evidences of you doing the research and the timing of the responses is available in that Excel form. And next, calculations, tables, and charts must be done correctly. Now, for each of the questions, the 15 questions in the survey, you either have to turn it into a table, or you calculate the value and convert it into a pie chart, or into a bar graph, or into any kind of non-linear graphic that is under your preference. Okay, so whichever that is suitable, you use it for the writing of the report. And the third one, we get to the content of the mini research. Well, luckily for us, because we have already completed the pamphlet, right? So pretty much the background of the topic has already been read by the group. So you should know about the background of your topic, and it should be exemplified into the introductory part of your mini research. So the background of the topic is based on your previous pamphlet. And the second one, you must also explain the reason why do you choose the topic and why the topic is important. Basically, talk about the objectives of why do you want to conduct this mini research. Next, analysis of the survey results, where you explain what you have found from the survey, and the results of the survey are to be shown in the form of the graphic nonlinear representation, not in the form of write-up. Okay. You can write an explanation in short paragraphs for each of the non-linear graphic that you will create. And towards after you finish writing about the analysis of the survey, you will go into the discussion section. And during the discussion, you will state your opinion, suggestion, and also the issues about the findings. You can also talk about challenges that you face while doing the mini research project. And lastly, of course, the conclusion. So you may conclude the mini research by providing like about half a page to 1 page of conclusion, where you start from the beginning of the project towards the ending of the project. What have you found, and all through the processes from the background of the topic, from the reading, from the survey questions, from the analysis, from the suggestions, and also the conclusion itself. So that will be on the content of the mini research. Maximum 18 pages. Do not write too long. Stick to 18 pages, like 15 to 18 pages. Okay. Use your writing scheme correctly, and check with Turnitin or other plagiarism checker that is in existence out there. Okay, after the report writing, we'll get to the point of the presentation. So students will do the presentation based on the report, and hence PowerPoint slides for presentation is compulsory. Okay, and if let's say students wanted to use Canva, or you wanted to use Prezi, or any online PowerPoint that is available for use, you are allowed to. Or if you wanted to do a collaborative work in the Google Space for a slideshow, you are also allowed to do it, not an issue. Okay, and then number two, the slideshow must be complete. So everyone must also do the presentation, and marks will be given individually for the presentation. Okay, so for speaking part, this slideshow, prepare your own part and present your own part. Timing for the presentation would be between 3 to 4 minutes per person. So there you go, 3 to 4 minutes per person. For the presentation, if you exceed 5 minutes, I will stop grading and start deducting score. Make sure that you do not exceed 5 minutes. That will take too long for the presentation. This also to remind everyone that give parts equally and make sure that you know what you are presenting. Don't simply give a person, okay, you do the conclusion. And then the conclusion that the person says during the presentation is, so this is the mini research project that we have done. We have completed it within 3 weeks. And thank you very much for listening. Full stop. Da, 15 seconds of presentation. Absolutely not. Okay, give content to each of the member and be fair. Make sure that everyone, um, I would say everyone participates in the making of the project, of course, whichever or however you produce the work, make sure that everybody participates. And for each of the slideshow presentation that you have, the pages, write down the names of the presenter so that I can put names to your faces and also to the presentation. So after the presentation, um, okay, I think that's about it lah for the presentation. As per the previous assignment, some sessions will be, sessions will be recorded, or there will be an option of submitting videos depending on the needs of the time. We'll cross the bridge when we get to it. Okay, next, for consultation, since this is quite, okay, so this is quite I would say difficult. Was it difficult? No, I'm not going to use the word difficult. This is quite challenging. Okay, so perhaps for majority of us in this classroom, this is the first time that we ever, well, will do a mini research project. So maybe this is the first time. Previously, what you have done is answer survey question, but this time around, you're the one who's creating the survey question. So perhaps this is a new challenge for you. So you will have to consult with me, okay, to discuss about the title of the mini research. I also would like to know what's your objective and also general planning. We will proceed to activity after this briefing session, and we will have a brainstorming session where each of the groups can actually decide on the title and also, okay, and also making sure that you have decided on, because only after you have decided the title can you begin writing the survey question. Until you are still undecided on what title that you wanted to do, the project cannot move. So you must confirm the title first with me. Okay, so some of the examples of the question. So you can also use the WH questions like what, who, when, how, or why. Or even you can create a catchy title, okay, but you must have a specific types of respondents that you wanted to answer, and also what will be the base. I will focus more onto the objective of your mini research project. Okay, so each of this, like the first one is more onto quality education, information and technology, the SDG for global warming, nature again, pop culture trends, something about the culture, one of the SDG. Okay, so now, sorry. Let's move on to the submission checklist. I am going to clarify some of them because chances are we are either going to submit it by hard copy or by online. So all of the items in the checklist should be made available. Okay, and first of all, there should be a front cover. The assignment declaration, you can use the same one that you used for the previous assignment, followed by a table of contents. So the table of contents must be the introduction, the background, the objective, the findings, the survey question. So you create a table of contents for your report, then the report itself. If you have any reference, let's say your survey question is based on an existing survey. So you are interested to redo the mini research project based on existing survey question. You can adapt, not an issue, but you must tell me, but you must inform of the reference. It's okay to use an inspiration from another survey for your survey questionnaire. Maybe the original survey question that you found or that you research upon has 30 to 40 questions. That's too much. Maybe you can just choose like 15 questions from there. So you apply some of the questions that you felt relevant to your objective, and you must include the reference. Where is the original sources from? If you do not mention any reference, it will be considered a plagiarism. And plagiarism is an offense in academia. And depending on how severe the situation is, one's qualification may be revoked. So make sure that your report, whatever that you do not simply copy and paste or find something on the internet. Please paraphrase your sentence and also make sure that you rewrite and credit people where it's due. If you found reference, state the reference. Okay, and then number 6, please save a PDF copy or print out a blank survey question. Okay, and then for hard copy, you only need to provide 5 completed surveys, but for online survey in Google Form, you can actually provide all because the Excel form is one set, one specific data, and it's already there. Everything is there for all the 30. So this probably will have become null. Just provide the sample of the survey answers. Okay, so either save a PDF copy of each of the samples or submit all of the Excel form. Signatures is no longer relevant because you'll be collecting the emails. So signature is replaced with email. All right. And then rubrics for the written report and also rubric for the presentation. So with that, the briefing for mini research report for the project is complete. Thank you very much for your attention.